So it's currently the 23rd of February 2026. I'm making this video because I decided to document my journey going through genetic testing for the Huntington's disease. I currently have a appointment on March the 12th for counselling. This would be my second appointment. I had one a couple of years ago, but can't remember too much about that now. And I'm currently in contact with the HDA and doing some other bits and bobs on the side. But really, the main focus at the moment is getting as much information as I can for the test before my counselling session, and really just going through and trying to go through with the test. The reason why I'm doing the test, I am, before I probably start, my name is Fahim. I'm from Leicester, 31. And the reason for me to do the test now is because I do want to start a family. I do want to get married, get a house, get a mortgage, do things like this, basically. And I feel like it is the right time. It wasn't the right time a couple of years ago when I did my first counselling session. It definitely wasn't the right time. I don't think I was ready at all. Don't think I'm ready now, to be fair. I don't think anyone can ever be truly ready. And that's just the nature of the beast, I guess. So yes, I thought I'll just quickly document this. Like I said, it's the 23rd of February, sorry, and my appointment's on the 12th of March. I'm going to keep sort of documenting as I go along, just to sort of give you my perspective on things. And at the moment, it's scary. All I'm doing is a lot of research, just watching a lot of videos on YouTube of people's account of doing testing, and also just researching the different types of treatments that are in the trial process that can be sort of potentially available in the next few years as well, just to hopefully soften the blow if it is a positive test. Everything I'm doing as well is just to prepare for a positive test. I'm not even thinking about a negative test. I know a lot of people I've seen on the internet also sort of are affected with a negative test. But I'm just focusing on the worst possible outcome for me, which would be a positive test, and how I will deal with the positive test if it does come through. Yeah, I will probably update this later on in the future as I go along with it, and let you know how I get on. Okay, so it is March the 12th. I've just had my second counselling session for genetic counselling, and it went okay, I guess. So there's a lot happened between the first video and this video. I've done a lot of research. There's a lot of changes that have happened in the actual community itself in terms of treatment and stuff. Like there's developments with like the Skyhawk treatment. There's developments with like the Novartis treatment that's happening as of March 12th. 2026, by the way. So if you're watching this a little bit later, it might be different. So I pretty much went into that counselling session wanting the blood draw, which is very different to where I was maybe like a month ago. But I really just want to get the blood draw done and get the test done, so I know where I am, so I can start planning for treatment, potential treatment through trials and stuff in the next few months. As of March 2026, there is sort of the trial summer period is like the trial where trials are sort of beginning with these sort of drugs. There's also other new companies coming out in the next few months that are potentially starting trials late 2026 as well, like this Locus 23 drug or something. By the time you're watching this, you probably know more than me about these drugs. But I just really wanted to just basically get in there and get the blood draw. And I did actually send him an email a few days before the appointment saying, this is my intention. I need a blood draw. I want to get a blood draw. I've done all the research. I don't need any more sessions about talking and all this sort of stuff. I don't want any of that. I just want to do the blood draw. That's not what happened today. So today I spoke to them and they have to go through a protocol, and they did say, they're really sorry, but they have to go through these sort of steps, and that's just the NHS. And I guess it's for my own sort of safety as well. They want to know that I'm okay to do the test and stuff. So I have to reach out to, I'm not going to say his name, but I've got to reach out to another specialist doctor in Leicester. and have a quick chat with him first, and then get the green light, and then go back to the genetics team, and get the blood draw from them. So realistically, it's not going to be anytime soon, this month or next month. It's probably going to take at least another 2 or 3 months before I can even get a result. Which kind of sucks, to be fair, because mentally I'm there. I feel like I am ready for it now. It's more just admin now. I've just got to basically run through a lot of admin crap basically before I can get the test done, which is fine. It is how it's done, and it's probably for my benefit. I'm just not realizing it, maybe. So it is what it is. But I just thought I'd give you a quick update. I think after each sort of major thing that happens, I'm going to update on this just to sort of let you know what's happened so far. But that's it. That's the update for now. I'm going to do a lot more research. I'm going to start nagging this new doctor and this new team about getting an appointment in as soon as I can. And then hopefully I'll have a separate update once I have that appointment in place. And then hopefully a date for my blood draw. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Okay, so it is currently the 8th of May, Friday, the 8th of May at the moment. 2 days ago, I just had my my latest meeting with one of my specialist doctors. In the previous update, I mentioned that I had to have a referral from a doctor before I can carry on with the blood test. So that's just happened. I spoke with the specialist doctor. I'm not going to mention his name or anything like that, but basically we just had a chat about mental health and a chat about the pros and cons of doing the test, and I explained my situation as I'm getting married. I'm going to potentially have kids in the next year or so and things like that. Didn't really speak much about the treatment. We don't speak much about the actual treatment that's available, like the Novartis drug and the Skyhawk drug, which I was hoping I can get more information on. So yeah, it was quite light on the meeting was quite light on information about the research and the trials, but it was more about my mental health and if I was sort of okay to do it, and if I fully understood the consequences of doing the test and stuff. I've known for the longest time now what the consequences are, and I don't want to say I'm mentally prepared, but I've done as much mental preparation as I possibly can. Obviously, no one really can be prepared for a positive Huntington's test, I believe. But it just is what it is. Because of my situation and what I currently want to do in terms of getting married and starting a family and things, I do 100% want to know if I have it or not. So yeah, I'm pretty much going forward and going ahead with it. I've contacted the genetics team yesterday. And I'm basically gonna push for getting a date for my blood test, and also that will mean also getting a date for your results there. As soon as you get the date for your blood test, I'm pretty sure you get another date to come in for your results there as well. So this is basically that sort of this is like the an important time. This is an important time now, to be fair. It's just basically getting that test done as soon as possible. I've done all the sort of hard work. I've done all the sort of admin work, let's just say. Now it's just about going ahead and getting the test done and seeing what the results is, to be fair. I will continue to update you as I go along. I might make some updates as soon as I've done the test, and then sort of update you how I'm feeling throughout the waiting process. I've heard that the waiting process is the hardest part. Obviously, as soon as you're doing the test, you have to wait like 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, and that is the most difficult part when it comes to doing the test. So we'll see how it goes. I will update it. I'll keep documenting this, and yeah, I will see you in the next update. See ya. Bye. Okay, so it's currently Wednesday, the 20th of May, and I have literally just done my test. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. I had the chat a few weeks ago. He sent over the notes. It was actually quite positive what he said about me. He said there was no symptoms or anything like that. He didn't do a neurological test on me because he felt like he didn't need to. And he basically said that he was really happy for me to go ahead with the test. The genetics team got back to me quite soon after saying, okay, great, your next appointment's on June the 11th. I said, June the 11th is not going to work for me. I need it earlier. I've got commitments. I've got my wedding and things taking place in August. I don't want to do a test in June to get my results at the end of July to then have my wedding at the start of August. I need some time in between to sort of process whatever the result is going to be. So I emailed them, I called them and everything last week, and they contacted me on Monday this week and said, can you come in and do your blood test on Wednesday? I was like, okay, wasn't really expecting it. But obviously I said yes, and it's Wednesday now, and I've done the test. I did the test today. It was actually quite difficult, not emotionally but physically, to do the test because apparently I'm the type of person that doesn't give blood that easily, and they were struggling to find a vein, and the veins kept popping out and not popping out but moving out the way and stuff, and yeah, it was a bit of a surreal situation. They had to poke me about 4 to 5 times before they can actually take the blood, and I think at one point I got really lightheaded because they were just poking me too much and it got a bit overwhelming. So just prepare for that. Try to lie down if they're taking the blood as well if you do get lightheaded. I didn't realize I would get lightheaded. I've never got fainty or lightheaded ever in my whole life, but I guess the anxiety and everything just got to my head a little bit. But I've done the test, I've done the blood test, and I thought I'd feel quite crap after the blood test, but I feel okay. Like it's happened, so it's just a waiting game now. My results day is on the 25th of June, by the way, so you get the results day. So in about a month and a few days' time, I get my results. I'll probably be a lot more stressed closer to the time, but now I feel somewhat relieved and somewhat like, okay, I can breathe a little bit, take a couple of weeks and just, refocus my energy on other things. But yeah, also some good news today as well. I heard that the AMT 130 drug that faced a lot of roadblocks in America with the FDA has done a sort of pivot to the MHRA, and they're about to submit any. I don't really know much about how this works, but I think they're about to submit an official filing for AMT 130 with the UK, with the MHRA in the UK, and they had a very positive initial meeting on the 30th of April. I was just doing a bit of research on it just now, and that makes me feel a little bit better. I know now that, AMT 130 is back in the game. I had it on the back burner for the longest time. That's back in the game now. The Novartis drug is doing their trials, have started their trials. The Skyhawk drug is doing their thing as well. So we've got these three main players in the game at the moment. From the time of recording this video, you might know differently by the time you see this video, to be fair. But yeah, we've got three main players in the game at the moment. So a lot of hope out there, and I think that for me, that's what really keeps me going. That's what keeps me from doing the test and going ahead with things and being sane, is knowing that there is literally companies out there, huge companies as well, like Novartis out there, trying to get these drugs available as soon as possible with these trials and stuff. My aim is to get on a trial eventually this year, but like I said, that might not happen as well. So if that doesn't happen, then at least I know that there is stuff, hopefully in the next few years, that will be available on shelves, or like the AMT30 potentially could be available in the future. You've got to sort of just keep having hope, and this is what keeps you going. I do feel for people that did the test like years ago when there was pretty much no hope, but I feel very optimistic about things. So yeah, that's it. That's the update. Test is done, and I'm just waiting on the results day. So I will probably check in with you either on the results day, or I don't know what the next check-in is going to be. Maybe in a couple of weeks' time, we'll see. But that's my latest checkup for now. I will see you in the next check-in. Okay, it is the 26th of June, so a day after my results day. And as you can probably tell by my face expressions, it went well. Thank God. Thank the Lord it went well. Yeah, I wasn't actually that stressed out for the past couple of weeks. This week itself was quite stressful. Like a few days before the results day, it was super stressful. The only thing I could think about was just the results. I had to just distract myself as much as I can. The World Cup is on as of the recording of this video, so I've just been watching like football and stuff to distract myself. And then the day yesterday was the results day. I had my appointment at 11:30, and just the drive there. My dad drove me there, but just the journey there to the genetic clinic was scary. It was scary, and it was just it was surreal. A lot of people I've seen on the HT community describe the experience as surreal, and I understand why. It's just such a weird anxiety-filled situation to be in, honestly. My appointment was at 11:30. We got there at like 11:10, and then they made us wait like 20 minutes just outside, and then they kept like poking their heads in and out of the room and stuff to see if I was there and stuff. And it was a bit weird. And I was just like, why are they acting so weird? Like, does that mean I have it? You know what I mean? Because everyone was acting really weird. But yeah, I spoke to the doctor, and the first thing, he literally just sat down in the room, and he just said, "You do not have the gene." And I just completely broke down, and I was like, oh, so happy. And then he told me my CAG repeat was 17, which is like stupidly low. Like I thought the average was about 25, 26 for a normal person, whereas mine is like 17. So I'm pretty much in the clear. So I was just super, super grateful. It's been a tough year, to be fair, since the start of the year when I decided to do the testing up until now. It's been great news for the actual community, though. For the past few weeks, I've been looking at, obviously, the best thing to do for myself, personally, is just look at research. And AMT 130, like the big Unicure, the big one, the brain surgery that reduces it by like 75%, which was previously rejected by the FDA, has now been given the green light for approval. It's not been approved yet, but it has been given the green light to have that BLA submission, so that fast track approval. So that's happening this year. The MHRA are doing the same thing with the AMT 130. Skyhawk's giving out good news when it comes to the research, when it comes to the latest trial data. Novartis is massive, doing their thing with their Votaflam drug as well. So there's massive things happening right now with those 4 things that I just mentioned. So it's great news in terms of research and stuff. And I'm still keeping on top of things. Like I said, I'm in the clear. I've got a negative test now, but I've got family members that potentially could have Huntingtons. There's a whole community out there that are still suffering from it as well. So I'm going to do as much as I can to sort of get the word out there and to sort of spread like the positive news that the research is happening and there is great things happening right now in the world of Huntingtons that has not been happening for the past 50 to 100 years, but in this little bracket of like 5 years, there's so much has happened in this past 5 years than has happened in the whole time we've known about Huntington. So the battle has won, but the war isn't over, I guess. You know, I mean, there's still people struggling with it. I'm still gonna sort of sign up to Enroll HD, become an ambassador for this, because I think people need support. I had the support from my family and friends, but I would have benefited more from support from people that have already been there and gone through that, you know what I mean? And in terms of like just having that checking calls from not just from family and friends, but from outside, I think that is important and that needs to happen. And I want to be that sort of person for my family members as well, but also for the wider HD community. But for now, it's just time to just sort of celebrate and just sink in. Like I said, yesterday was surreal. The whole day was just crazy, you know, and it just didn't sink in properly. And it's still not sunk in. It's only been 24 hours since literally 24 hours since I had this news. So, yeah, it's just mental. It's mental. It's crazy. It's been a massive learning curve, and it's just been crazy, to be fair. That's all I can say. It's just been mental, and I'm just happy. I've got a massive smile on my face. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say. That's just, these video vlogs are sort of over now. But like I said, the fight still goes on, and it's still a big thing. And I'm going to contribute as much as I can to this community and give as much as I can to it. But yeah, thanks for watching this. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it. If you are suffering from Huntington's, or are family or members or anything like that suffering from Huntington's, please reach out to me. Please reach out to me and just speak to me. Because honestly, yes, I'm negative and I've had a negative test result, but I've been through it. Up until yesterday, I've been going through it. I've gone through the counselling. I've gone through these sort of stressful times where you have to go to the counselling again and again and again, and then getting the blood test 4 weeks ago was a whole situation in itself, and then sitting there waiting for this result to come. I've been through all that as well. So yes, it is a negative test, and I am, very lucky to have that negative test. But before that negative test even came, I've gone through all this. I've got family members that suffer from this as well, obviously. So yeah, just reach out to me if you can. And if you are going through the counselling, good luck with everything. Just know that if you're watching this and if you're a person that's going through this sort of stuff right now, as of this upload date, there's amazing things happening in the world of Huntington's and the treatment right now, and everything is looking very positive. Just reach out to me if you want to know anything from my side, my point of view. Thank you guys, and thank you for watching this.